Okay, this video we're going to be looking at taking an equation and solving it for y. Okay, so we want to end up with our answer with an equation saying y equals and then the rest of it. So two steps that we need to follow. Okay, get the y by itself. So first of all, you're going to get rid of any addition or subtraction that may be there. And then step 2, if necessary, get rid of the multiplication or the division that's with the y. Okay, so we're just going to jump in and do some examples. We've done a little bit of this before, so it's going to go kind of fast, so feel free to pause if you need more time to write things down. All right, first equation. We have 2x plus y equals 5. So just like I've always done before, I'm going to start with my line through the equal sign so I can physically see both sides, because what you do to one side, you have to do to the other. Okay, I want my y by itself. Okay, so that means I have to get rid of this positive 2x. I'm going to get rid of the entire thing at one time. So since it's a positive 2x, I'm going to subtract 2x on each side. Those cancel. I'm left with y equals. Now, I want you to get in the habit of putting what's with the x first. Okay, we've already talked about slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So if in that form, what's with the x comes first. So that's why I want you to get used to writing it like that. It's not going to be wrong if you don't, but so that we're all on the same page, keep that part first. So what's with the x? We have a negative 2x, and then that 5 is positive. So I would write plus 5. My y is by itself, so I'm done. Don't need to do anything else. Okay, moving on to the next one. We have y minus 7 equals 5x. So again, I'll draw my line through there. Get the y by itself, so I have to get rid of the minus 7. To get rid of the minus 7, we do the opposite. Add 7 to both sides. Those cancel, so you have y equals. Now again, remember, you can't combine these and make it 12x. You have to keep them separated because the 5 has an x with it. The 7 doesn't. They are not like terms. So put what's with the x first, 5x plus 7. My y is by itself, so that's it. I'm done. Okay, let's look at the third one. Moving right along here. All right, got a little more to this one. We have 2x plus 5y equals 6. Okay, so again, I'm trying to get that y all by itself, trying to get it isolated. So I want to get rid of this positive 2x first. So since it's positive, I'm going to subtract it on both sides. It cancels over here. This time I'm left with 5y equals, now remember, I want you to put the x part first. So we have a negative 2x, and then that 6 is positive, so I'll write plus 6. Now if you notice, my y is not completely by itself yet. Okay, right now it says 5 times y. To get rid of that 5, I need to divide by 5. Now, I got to do the same thing over on the other side, but whenever you do this, you're actually going to divide both of these parts by 5. You cannot just do one or the other. It's got to be both. Okay? So those cancel, and now I'm left with a y. And then these, I'm just going to leave as fractions. You see how you have a negative 2/5 x? I'm going to leave it like that. And then plus 6/5, I'm going to leave it like that. If you could simplify them, I want you to go ahead and simplify them, but these you can't. So we'll just leave it straight like that. Okay, and then let's do one more here. All right, we have 3x minus 4y equals 12. So again, my goal is to get the y by itself, solve for y. So first thing I need to get rid of is this positive 3x. So to get rid of it, we subtract 3x on both sides. That cancels. Now be careful. What are you left with here? That's a negative 4y. Be careful of that. Again, put the x part first. So I have negative 3x and then that's a positive 12, so plus 12. Okay, but now again, my y is not by itself yet. Notice now that this one says negative 4 times y. Okay, since it's a multiplication problem, we need to divide, and we're going to divide by a negative 4. One of the most common mistakes people make is you forget the negative. Be careful of that. Divide by negative 4 on both portions over here, not just one or the other, but both. So I have y equals, okay, look at your fraction here, negative 3 over negative 4. Two negatives would make it positive. And then 3/4, I can't simplify that, so I'm going to leave it as 3/4 x. And then we have a positive 12 over negative 4. Now, I know that will divide evenly, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. 12 divided by negative 4 is a negative 3, so I'm going to write minus 3. I have my y all by itself, so we are good to go from there.